Hello everyone, my name is Ark and welcome back to another JadaToys figure review. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the highly anticipated Cyberpunk Edgerunners David. And I gotta say, this one definitely intrigued my own little self because I haven't watched the actual series, unfortunately. It's definitely in my watch list. I just don't have the time, but it is finally here. It is available in a lot of places. I got this one through Big Bad Toy Store. Big Bad Toy Store is currently suffering due to the actual current events, increasing a bit of prices here and there. This one was $44, I believe. I think it's $50 right now. So if you want to wait for this, I would suggest doing that. But without further ado, let's take this guy out and see how he looks. Alright, so here we have David himself, and I gotta say, there's definitely been a lot of praise for this figure already, and mine is gonna be no different. I think that lighting works better. So it's gonna be no different for me because this figure actually is really freaking good. My god, JadaToys actually knows how to do it when it comes to action figures, because goodness gracious, they cooked with this one. Not only did they cooked a 5-course meal with them. Now, this guy is, of course, from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and I do have a slight complaint, and that is the accuracy of these figures. David definitely being the most accurate, just kind of grabbing the actual figure itself, comparing it to the picture. Come on, focus. Please, focus. Thank you. So it's accurate, but this is definitely his look before he became all cyberpunk, cyber enhanced and that sort of stuff. Just spoilers. I know the slight gist of it. This is like his beginning look, and he definitely evolves more into this type of look right at the end. So that's something to take into account. But I would say if you're a fan of the series itself and wanted posable action figures, these are definitely your go-to, because there is going to be there's already the Lucy one, and definitely not the better one out of the two. I did hear that there's only going to be 3 of these, which kind of sucks. Oh wait, here we go. Here's the actual look for him. He definitely looks a lot more cybernetic and more accurate. It's definitely almost the exact same size. That's actually quite interesting. So yeah, this figure looks absolutely fantastic. The actual cloth pieces for the pants and the actual jacket, beautiful. I will say, I think this is more neon yellow than the yellow that they should have used, because again, just comparing it to the actual image, this is more yellow, like more regular yellow color. This is more neon yellow, more highlighter yellow. So if you think that's going to be a big issue for you, you can definitely hold off onto it. But it's nice. It's still good enough. Maybe it's just the light reflecting it. Yeah, without like full-on lights shining upon it, you're not going to have that big of an issue with the actual coloring. Now, articulation. You might think that because this guy has cloth or soft goods, he's going to have terrible articulation. That is, in fact, wrong, because this guy has some of the best articulation an action figure could have, and especially at under $50, it is insane for how good JadaToys figures are. Yada. So, starting off with the head, we do have a double ball jointed neck with the actual head, so you can move it however you want, going forward about this far, which is absolutely insane. If we take off the jacket a little bit, going upwards that far, we do have a neck joint to help us out a lot. So look at the range of that. Jesus Christ, that is beautiful. You can look side to side, pivot to each side, and the cuts on the figures are actually pretty good, to where there's not a lot of gaps. Like, it's actually insane. The only gap that I see is this slight little gap right in the back of his neck, but even then, That's still good enough. Like, I don't have much of an issue. There you go. Focus. Thank you. Now, for the shoulders, he does have the possibility for a T-pose. A little bit above the T-pose. He does have, it feels like ratcheted joints, which is good. Going for the butterfly joints, you can definitely use them. They're not going to be as effective with the jacket, but if you do take off the jacket, you can get them crossing for the most part, I believe. I'll do the segment with the jacket and without the jacket, so you can definitely take off the jacket if you wanted to. You have a bicep swivel, which works well, a double jointed elbow, which does not look bad whatsoever and gets such good range. Look at that. That's beautiful right there. We do have a not a wrist swivel, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. It's not needed. And a hinge wrist that's very akin to Marvel Legends, but again, this is better than anything for sure. Pushing the arms back, you can push them out so far that you can, again, take off the jacket if you wanted to. It is advisable that you take off the hands first. Come on. There we go. And then you can take off the jacket. Beautiful. Then again, it's not a figure that's just like sculpted so it fits. It is. Oh, what the heck? Felt sticky over here. I think I just like kind of pinched my thumb with the. Yeah, I pinched my thumb with the joint. That's funny. But this is how he looks like. This is a really good mold that realistically they could reuse multiple times, maybe if they wanted to. Putting the hands back on. Actually, we don't really need that. For the butterfly joints, again, you can use them to its full capacity without the jacket itself. And you can get the arms crossed, which is really good. Pulling the arms back, again, very nice. You can even cross them in the back as well, or almost. You can definitely push it if you wanted to. Look at that. That is insane range for that. Now, Ab Crunch. That is absolutely beautiful. Wow. That's absolutely amazing. Going backwards, beautiful as well. Great articulation there. And you can pivot side to side as well if you wanted to, because guess what? It's ball jointed. That is beautiful. Legs. Now, this is the most surprising thing. Perfect splits. Absolute perfect splits for this figure. Now, kicking forward, not the greatest. It gets about a 90-degree angle. And kicking backwards, he does have sculpted butt cheeks, so it does limit his range. You can push it out a little bit, but that's as far as you're going to get without ripping the cloth. And a double jointed knee, which works really well. A calf swivel or boot swivel. And a foot hinge going forward this far and backwards this far. So yeah, this figure definitely has a lot going for it, and I love it. This figure is good so far. And it's definitely going to want me to watch the actual series so I can actually have an attachment to this figure, to say the least. So articulation, basically perfect. It's like almost perfect. It has such good articulation on the top torso and amazing articulation on the bottom as well. Granted, they definitely could have foregone the sculpted butt cheeks and allowed him to kick backwards as well. And maybe a little bit forward as well if they cut out the diaper area just a bit more. But it still works so wonderfully. Now, let's move on to the accessories, because while this figure does have a lot going for it, I think the accessories is where he kind of lacks. So let's move on to that. Okay, so for the accessories, again, just 5 in total with counting the pair of hands, of course. We have an additional head sculpt, which looks really nice. I think the angry expression is a little bit weird, especially with the teeth. They could have probably put the mouth kind of going back, like downward a little bit more, because it looks like he's trying to smile, but not really. So that's one nitpick about this head sculpt. And the hair does look a little bit different than the other one, just a different wash, that sort of thing. Well, no, you're going to stay down there. We do have 2 trigger hands, of course. Very nicely done. Very well painted. Very well sculpted with the hinge on the bottom. And we also have the arm weapon that he does attach to his arm. Again, I haven't seen the show, so I don't necessarily know much about it. And last but not least, we have his necklace, which is really nice. I like it. It's a really nice addition to him. So I'm gonna put this right on him because it is a part of him within the show. So let me put that in. Yeah, come on. There we go. It's gonna take a while until it actually. It's honestly, I think it's a little long. Like, look how long it actually goes. It goes down to the bottom, to like his belt buckle. That is probably not what they wanted to do, but it happens. You can probably tie the knot or untie the knot and make it smaller if you wanted to. This, oh my god, I've never struggled so much with this thing. With something like this. Holy shit. There we go. Jesus Christ. Okay. So again, it goes down to his belt buckle. It does not necessarily do that in the actual pictures because his necklace is right at his chest. So I think what you... oh wait, actually I think it does do a double knot. Let me see. Yes, I'm extending the video for no reason whatsoever, so let's do that. Let's do this. Beautiful. There you go. You're pretty much going to have him choking, but hey, whatever you need to do to actually get him working without having to cut anything or anything whatsoever. So, overall, going into my final thoughts, this figure is quite fantastic. Now, it's definitely a contender for figure of the year, in my opinion, like top 10 figures of the year so far. And that's mostly talking about like articulation sakes or articulation wise. But at the same time, I do think he lacks a little bit of accessories. Mostly because I feel like they definitely could have included a lot more for this guy, but it's okay. I think definitely the soft goods definitely do help him a lot, especially if JadaToys is going to be heading more towards the soft goods department. Again, amazing articulation, all that sort of thing. Now, as a final score, I'm going to give this guy an 8 out of 10. Again, I think the lack of accessories definitely sucks. And maybe the price is a little bit too high, but I think for $44.99, it definitely was completely worth it. Just kind of wish that he had a little bit more accessories to go with him. Just kind of like an effect piece or anything like that. Because I know he has kind of like, I wouldn't say speedster abilities, but he can like, quote unquote, teleport. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this. Again, I haven't seen the show. Once I actually see it, I'm going to hate myself for making this video before actually watching it. But again, just a couple more accessories would have been the perfect figure. But again, articulation is great. Accessories are more than enough for this figure. Pricing can definitely put some people off. It almost put me off myself, but I still bought it just for this reason. Now, that's pretty much all the time I have for you guys today. And anyways, let me know what you guys think about this figure. Do you like it? Do you not like it? But besides that, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.